Local fishermen report seeing figures walking along beaches at dusk, dressed in clothes from the 1800s. Well, hello, ladies. Happy Wednesday.
Hello.
Well, hello.
Oh, it's my favorite day of the week.
A Wednesday.
It's the beast.
It's the beast.
And hello, lords and lordies and ladies and friends and fins of the pod and Agatha crystals and
wow. Yeah, keep going.
Everything else. Explorers.
Yeah. I just realized that we come out on Wine's Day. We honestly did not plan that, and it truly just clicked for me.
How?
That is the lore of the names of the days of the week. Everyone's like, oh, they're named after the Norse gods. No, Wine's Day.
Wine's Day. How have we never thought of that?
I don't know, man.
I love it. Ladies Galore comes out on Wine's Day.
I feel like we lend ourselves to so many puns. I was thinking of texting you ladies, and I was going to be like, Loreview.
You should have.
And I was this is crazy how many puns you can make.
It's infinite.
Yes.
It's inflorent.
Oh, God.
Maybe not.
Almost infinite.
Sorry.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah. We're working on it.
I honestly was thinking of saying that, and I was like, I literally can't.
It's perfect.
So you had the better judgment.
Sometimes.
It's beautiful. We balance each other out. Ladies, I found a musical artist that I want to share with you two because I think you'd both really, really like him.
Oh.
His name is Monrovia. I was going to say, I feel like, Lindsay, you've probably heard of him.
I like Monrovia, yeah.
Monrovia's great. So he was born in Liberia, but he is now Tennessee based. So it's this like beautiful mix of like African folk music and like Tennessee folk music, and it just blends so beautifully in his music. And he feels like a joy seeker. Ooh. Just someone who's like constantly trying to find the joy in life. And I just love his music. He's been getting me through these mornings where I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to go to work, and then I put on like Field Song or like Wide World or like whatever. It's so amazing. I love him.
I can't wait to listen to him.
Yeah, big fan of Monrovia.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Exciting.
I feel like music to reset the vibes is something that I'm sure we've all been doing since we were young. But I'm trying to do that more and more in the mornings because I feel like I've been waking up pretty sluggish.
Yeah.
And I find that when I immediately put on music that sets the tone right for the day, it's a night and day difference.
Totally.
Yeah.
Classical music, also fantastic in the morning.
I do love classical music.
Dramatic, moving.
It is drama.
It's straight up drama. I feel like maturing or growing up is like realizing that like it's just gossip. Classical music is gossip.
Yeah. There's a person on TikTok that I do not remember her handle, but she'll sit in her car and play classical music and like rocks out to it. And it's like, no, you can get down to classical music.
I love her so much.
She's so funny. I wish I remembered her handle, but I just don't.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
I mean, that's what they were doing at the time. It was the pop music of the day.
It was new agey, yeah.
Yeah.
They were throwing it back to Bach.
As they should.
As they should.
As they should.
As I do now.
I'm a Mozart girly myself.
Oh, sorry. I'm a Van Leeuwenhoek.
That was perfect.
Girly.
So sorry. What
Van
did you say?
Van Leeuwenhoek. Ludwig.
You keep saying it.
You're not changing it at all.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who I like. I just know that I like them.
Yeah.
Like them all.
I think it's fun.
Sick.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Ladies, I actually have a story for you.
Oh, I love stories. Like an email?
Fantastic.
Yes, we got a listener lore through a TikTok.
Emails.
They sent in afterwards, and I'm going to read it for you. It is from, at least what it says in the email, That Witchy Auntie on TikTok, which love.
Oh my God, we're in.
Yeah.
Is that the at?
I believe so. They put it all in one word, so I believe so.
Amazing.
Yeah. And she commented on one of our videos that I believe was about you two sharing that dream. And it is a best friend ghost story. So I'm just going to get right into it.
Okay, I'm excited.
So for context, this happened to me and my best friend Gina back in the summer of 2000 when we were still in high school. Gina was always sort of in tune to energy and spirits, and I, at the time, was completely shut off. I didn't even like her telling me about things happening in her house because it would upset me so much. Anyway, that summer, Gina and I spent a lot of time on the phone, like a literal landline, we are old, because I spent the summer at a family friend's house watching their kids over the break. Gina had been really stressed out because something was bothering her. It wasn't like the other situations where she could feel or sense something. This felt targeted and dark. Whatever it was would do weird things. For example, I remember a time specifically where we were on the phone and she was sitting at the computer desk at home and she just got quiet. She told me that she felt a cold hand grab her shoulder. She was so upset, and so was I, because again, at the time, I was pretty shut off and terrified of all of this. It would also mess with the phones in the house. Again, landlines, so think like there's a corded phone on the wall in the kitchen, and then at least one portable phone, but probably 2 or 3. It was a big house. One morning, she came downstairs, and the phone in the kitchen was completely off the hook, just hanging. No one in the house would do that, especially her mom, because then she wouldn't be able to get in touch with her kid while she was at work. When we were on the phone, there was a lot of clicking, like someone picking up the phone then hanging it up, like someone was listening. But no one else was home. And in the house I was staying at, there was only one portable phone, and it was the one I was always on. One day we were on the phone, and there had been a lot of clicking. Gina eventually had to go because, if I remember correctly, she was going to see her mom at work. We hung up, and I want to say it was about 5-ish minutes later, my phone rang and the caller ID was Gina's house. I thought maybe her mom told her not to come or something, so she was calling back. But when I answered, there was nothing. Dead air. I remember exactly where I was when this happened, in the kitchen, and I remember my whole body froze. The line didn't hang up. I said, "Hello?" a couple of times, and it was just dead air. Nothing. It made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I hung up and called her house right back thinking this has to be a joke. Busy signal, like the phone was off the hook. She had call waiting, so if someone was on call, it would have still rung. To this day, we are convinced that whatever it was called me. It seemed to like scaring Gina and did so frequently, and if it was literally listening to our calls, it had to know I wanted nothing to do with any of it. I am pretty sure soon after this, Gina left the house to go stay at one of our friends because she couldn't deal with it anymore, and it followed her like an attachment. But her friend's mom was a medium, and I don't know what happened 100%. I would have to ask, but eventually it was removed from Gina. Not quite the same as dreaming about a ghost and watching it try to attack my best friend, but it made me think about it, and I haven't shared the full story in a long time because it's so insanely creepy.
I'm crying.
Thank you, that witchy auntie.
I'm actually crying.
Thank you. Ah!
Isn't that wild?
It's so cute that it haunted besties.
So true.
Relatable.
I remember having a landline, and that is so true. Like, you never left the phone off the hook.
No, because you wouldn't get calls.
Like, it's so scary. What do you mean?
That's so scary.
I don't like that it followed her.
I know. But thank goodness for that medium. Like, love that.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know. I guess we have mediums in our lives now if we really had a problem. But back when I was a kid, if I had an entity following me, I think most people in my life would have been like, okay.
Yeah. They're like, oh,
no, you don't.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Fair.
I'm like flabbergasted.
It's so spooky.
Thank you for writing it.
Yeah.
For more stories, you can write into the pod at ladieswholorepod@gmail.com, or you can comment on any of our social media to share your scary stories.
We'll really love it.
I'm actually crying. Okay.
So I just had to share that with you, ladies.
Speaking of witchy besties, this is actually really funny. First of all, hearty thank you, that witchy auntie. We said that already.
Hearty.
I'll say it again. Second of all, my besties and I showed up in my crystal deck from Sammy. You know how we were already in my tarot deck as the Three of Cups? Here we are in the crystal deck as number 1, clear quartz. I'm sorry to everyone who's listening to the podcast. It's this beautiful card that Sammy got me as part of the Oracle deck.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's literally all 3 of us.
Wait.
What, what stone did you say it was?
Clear quartz.
Wait.
Heal, cleanse, and rejuvenate.
That's creepy.
That is us.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to show the camera really fast. Yeah, it's all of us.
Look on YouTube if you want to see
on my
it.
bosom, hugging me.
Naturally. We'll have to put it on the Instagram,
guess,
too.
No, that's Sammy. That's a lie. Sammy's on my bosom.
This makes
Jesse's
sense.
not.
Oh. Where am
Jesse,
I?
you've got this kind of like hand pose that's like...
Oh, that is how I pose in photos.
And I just love
Anyway, it's
your
cute that you're in
bosom.
both of my decks. Thanks, ladies.
Wow. I think they were meant to be.
I
Witchy besties.
have a weird Oracle deck story as well that I'm not going to share all the details of because there's a lot to it. But I was struggling with something and I hadn't touched my Oracle deck in weeks. And I was like, you know what? Maybe the cards will have something for me. I don't know. And I was swiping through and out loud I said to the universe and to the cards, what should I do about this situation? And I pulled out a card that was, in my deck, it's like woodland creatures and plants, and it was like a moth and eucalyptus, which is also notoriously the card number 13, what would be the traditional death card in tarot. And I was like, oh, an ending. Okay. And it like gave me clarity on a situation like fully and really helped me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oracle
I
cards,
can
guys.
say the Oracle cards have not missed for me yet. Like, it's been eerie. I was going to tell this story, like, next week. I kept pulling the same card, and I love this card in the Oracle deck. And then I was swimming in the ocean in California, and I found a rock. And I was like, this beautiful green rock. I love it. Turns out I pulled the crystal that I kept getting in the Oracle deck. I was like, is this sea glass? What is it? It's like this beautiful green thing. No, straight up crystal.
Oh my gosh. Oracle decks, man.
Oracle decks, get them.
I have to do my blood sacrifice to start
You
mine.
do.
God damn it. I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it.
Wait, are you
could
kidding?
do dirt. You could do dirt.
No, it's dirt plus. Well, I guess I could do spit.
You have to do a...
Yeah. There was an option.
Yeah. It's my spit or my blood.
Oh my God.
Well,
With that, how about a wine sacrifice?
I love
it.
Same color as blood, maybe?
is it red?
Yes. And in some religions, it literally represents the blood of our Savior. So,
Do you want to explain what we're doing?
yeah, sorry. Let's get serious.
Yeah.
On this podcast, we notoriously play a game. And if you're sick of this game, fast forward. Spotify gives you some really good AI chapters now. It tells you exactly when the lore
I hate
starts,
them.
so you can
I
just
hate
go
them
there.
so bad.
I think they're so funny.
I hate
Just
them.
skip like a minute and a half.
Regardless, we play a game on this podcast. It's called Guess the Lore from the Poor. I've brought in a bottle of wine today that represents the story I'm telling to Jesse and Sammy. They have no idea what the lore is, but they have the wine and they have some guesses. And then we're going to taste the wine. We're going to see what the notes are, and then I'll hit you with the lore.
Love it.
Yay.
Good stuff.
Pretty much how it goes. All right, so here's the wine, ladies.
Ooh. It's a little Irish looking. It's
Ooh.
called McManis, 5 Generations Family Vineyards. It is estate grown Cabernet Sauvignon from Lodi, California. And it's a 2024. Where is Lodi, California?
North.
I was going to ask you.
Cool.
McManis, very Irish sounding name. On the back it says, 5 generations of family farmers have strived to grow quality grapes with outstanding depth of flavor. Our winemaking team then crafts the fruit into character-driven wines for everyday enjoyment. Our Cabernet Sauvignon opens with aromas of Nothing.
On the front, there is a grassy patch with a river lake looking area around it with some trees.
Yeah. I feel like the scenery is what we're going for.
I agree. There is a big like M in the background of the logo, but I don't think it would be something with that.
No, McManis, like we could be going back to Ireland, but I don't think.
So I have a very specific, like, that grassy area reminds me so much of Savannah, Georgia. My grandparents used to have a house on a lake, and we would take a little riverboat, and there would be alligators, like, in the little grassy area in the middle of this lake, and I would get so scared. And that's what that's giving to me, is Savannah, Georgia.
Wait, so this is crazy. Like, on a little island in the middle of the river?
Island.
Interesting.
Island. Haunted island.
House on an island?
Haunted island.
Savannah, Georgia?
Locking it in.
I'm going with
the savvy listener will remember that I gave you a hint last week.
Oh my god.
Haunted island!
Did you forget? It was Haunted Island?
Wait, because you did a haunted island.
Haunted island. Haunted island. It's a haunted island. I don't know which one.
I'm going with Georgia, I guess, just because we're there.
I'm going with something in Louisiana.
So I was originally going to give the caveat that you totally weren't going to get it.
Did we get it?
This is now the second time in 2 episodes that we've like been dangerously telepathic, and I'm noting it because it's freaking me out. So, okay. I thought this was so niche. Ladies, pack your bags. We're going to the past.
I love the past.
It's Friday, August 8th, 1856.
Okay.
Us ladies, we're not your typical regular ladies. We live in Louisiana.
Shut up.
What's wrong with you?
what?
This mind meld is crazy. How did you get Louisiana from that?
I was just like, what's the most haunted state?
Yeah.
Louisiana.
But
I didn't know they had.
Sammy immediately got the Southern Island.
It felt
Yeah,
right.
that's amazing.
You guys are freaky.
And the only reason I said Louisiana is because you said Georgia.
Okay. We should pour some lore first.
Oh yeah. Too stoked about
I was
it.
just so excited to tell you the answer.
I know.
Sorry, everybody. Now you know where we're going, but you don't know where we're going. Ahem. Ready to cheers?
Cheers.
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 Cheers to my telepathic friends, my witchy friends.
Telelorphic.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Right.
it's good. Okay.
She's closing her eyes. It's
I'm
serious.
for sure getting
She's locked in.
herbs. I'm for sure getting a little bit of maybe like tobacco and vanilla. It's not super berry-ish, but I'll give it like currant or plum or something. And I'll give it ye old oak because the oak flavor is strong.
Okay. It is a
How'd I do?
pretty well actually. Medium bodied on the palate with juicy black cherry is the instead of plum.
Okay, yeah,
but
black cherry, I
currant
bet.
flavors. It finishes with well-rounded creamy tannins and a hint of mocha and smoke, which I'm crediting to your tobacco guess.
Smoke. Yeah,
Mocha. I like mocha in a
Yeah,
wine.
yeah. What's the rating?
mocha's fun. Ooh, I like it. It does feel like a food wine. Like it wants a meal. So I'll give it a 7.
Nice.
And we'll see if it opens up.
Sure.
Fab.
I like the color of it a lot.
Yeah, it's a really pretty color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dark, rich
Inky.
blood.
Well, I can't wait to go to Louisiana.
I love
right.
Louisiana.
Ladies, get on the steamboat. We're going to Louisiana. Because
steamboat.
we've been invited out for a summer soiree on Derniere, the Newport of the South.
Ooh.
There is music, there are hotels, restaurants, and the charm of a place where the bayou meets the sea. We put on our best dresses to go dancing. Obviously, we're in the South. Suspend your disbelief. It's 1856. We're really nice, though.
Worst.
Yeah.
We put on our best dresses to go dancing. But the wind has changed outside. Someone says the cows have been behaving strangely. Could something be wrong?
No.
No. So we keep
No.
dancing, twirling and twirling in our pretty dresses as our dark fate looms ever closer.
Okay.
This is the story of the destruction of Ile Derniere.
Oh, fun.
I've never heard of this.
Neither have I.
I had never heard of it until a few weeks ago, and then I got obsessed.
I'm so excited.
I fear the internet hasn't really heard of it either. So I don't know if this is breaking news, but there are only 2
This just
TikToks
in.
that have ever been made on this subject.
Whoa.
You went analog on this one? You went to the...
I saw one of the 2 TikToks that has ever been made, and I was like, why is this not mainstream? And the history is recorded, guys. This is crazy. But, yeah, we're breaking news here at Ladies Who Lore. Breaking news from the
news.
1850s. So, you've never heard of Ile Derniere?
No,
And
ma'am.
I
Shockingly,
assume
no.
No, ma'am.
you wouldn't have because it doesn't exist.
What?
Wait,
However, when it did,
Oh.
it was located south of Dulac, Louisiana, between
Dulac?
Lake Pelto and Caillou Bay.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Duloc as in Shrek?
Shrek.
Dulac, Shrek, same spelling.
Dulac.
And Caillou, same spelling.
Wait. So this is just a children's fantasy world is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you'll find, yes.
I love it.
And it's on the Gulf of Mexico, and it was named Ile Derniere, or the last island, because it was the last of a series of barrier islands south
it
of New Orleans.
Predicted its own fate.
It did.
Kind of, yeah.
It set itself up
Unfortunate.
for that.
In its time, though, it was 25 miles of pristine white sand beaches, crystal blue waters, and it was one of the most famous, most fancy vacation destinations in the South. It had grand hotels, it had everything you want to do, but its real draw was that it had way fewer mosquitoes than the mainland. And New Orleans history buffs will note that yellow fever played a huge role in New Orleans, and there were tons of deaths in the 1800s. And people started realizing that if they went to the beach, their families died less of yellow fever. They didn't know why, but they started going on these big beach vacations in the
Wait,
South.
question.
Yeah.
I have been to beaches on the East Coast, and there are mosquitoes there. So, explain.
Yes, there are mosquitoes. However, there are way fewer mosquitoes than you would have in the main swampy mainland areas.
Which makes sense.
That makes
Sure.
sense.
Swampies
makes
and mainland. As a southern beacher myself in my day, the closer you are to the water, the more wind there is, and the mosquitoes can't really fly. So they also just can't do as much.
Okay.
Okay, science.
But anyway, so all of these people started going to the beach, and they didn't actually know why they weren't getting yellow fever, but people have found that it was actually because there are fewer mosquitoes.
Wow.
But anyway, this place was amazing, and all the wealthy New Orleans residents would flock to its shores for the summer to avoid yellow fever and enjoy themselves. One of the most famous hotels was called John Mugga's Ocean House, but there were also billiards parlors and about 100 beach homes.
Whoa.
Visitors would come by steamboat to the island and do all sorts of activities over the summer. They had rowboats. They had, allegedly, a carousel. This place was a paradise. A paradise that stood 5 feet above sea level.
5?
5
Feet?
5 feet.
Oh,
above sea level.
So.
Rut row.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
So when we went for our party in August 1856, about 400 people were staying on the island.
No.
And the first signs of trouble came that Friday, August 8th. recalled W. Pugh, Speaker of the Louisiana House of Representatives, later. Toward the night, the water assumed an angry appearance, and the waves on the Gulf were quite high. He was on the island that weekend, in case you were wondering.
Oh, so he survived.
By Saturday, Dernieres marshes had been submerged, and the cattle on the island began pacing and lowing continuously. One tourist later described the waves as rising in what looked like walls of solid water before crashing down again. But Michael Schlotry, a very seasoned ship captain who felt that he knew how to recognize dangerous conditions at sea, found the waves peculiar but non-threatening. I
love the way that you said that. He felt he knew.
He felt good about it.
I'm going to start using that. He felt he knew.
Yeah, he felt he knew.
He felt he knew. But a group of crewmen ultimately did decide to take some passengers home that day rather than wait for their scheduled departure. Some people were getting antsy. Captain Thomas H. Ellis respected their judgment, but chose ultimately not to follow it because he believed the women would still be looking forward to the cotillion they had planned for that evening, and they would not want to leave early. Still,
did everyone here do cotillion? I did cotillion.
We didn't call it cotillion. It was called social dance for us, but it was the same thing.
No.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Like classes of it, but no, not like proper cotillion.
Were you a debutante?
Debutante? No, that wasn't a thing in California.
California doesn't have debutantes. To be fair, I wasn't a debutante, but I did do a coming out ball.
A pardon? A what?
Who?
A coming out ball.
Oh, they do that in Gossip Girl, don't they?
Sorry, what does that mean?
It was not as crazy as you think it is. Like, you didn't have to have a date, and I didn't even know it existed, but I got an invitation in high school, and they were like, you're invited to this special dance where you do coming out. And I was like,
sorry, what is
not explaining
what does
the coming out
mean?
Part of it.
It's like you go on the marriage market, it's Bridgerton.
Oh.
But that what I'm saying is, like, none of those things apply anymore. It's not like anyone was saying that. It's just that's where the tradition started.
Yeah.
So I went to this ball as a high schooler with a bunch of my high school friends. And there were boys there, and we were supposed to, like, eat dinner with the boys and talk to the boys and get married.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. You didn't invite us?
I'm divorced.
Oh.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, yes.
I'm fine.
It was a different time.
So true. It was the 1850s.
It was the 1850s, and all my friends now are dead. What?
Oh,
sorry.
How long have you been 28? 29, 28. Your birthday's coming up.
I think it already passed.
Oh.
Whatever. The point is, we're at cotillion. We wouldn't want to miss cotillion, so we were not going to leave the island just for some weird waves.
Yes, heard.
So the next morning, the Star, one of the steamships that took people to and from the island, once it did leave, was very in trouble and was having trouble making it through. And ultimately, by the time it reached the bay, winds strengthened, waves rose, and it began to sort of take on water and get lost. Keep that in mind. That's the way off the island. Back on the island, nobody noticed. They were having a great time. Only a few people were like, oh, weird that the boat isn't back. But by August 9th, the storm had escalated to hurricane force with winds nearing 80 miles per hour. So it's a Category 1. Still, no sign of the boat. By the time it actually made landfall the next morning on August 10th, it was a Category 4 storm.
Oh.
Direct hit to Derniere.
Oh my God.
And the island did not stand much of a chance, as we talked about, because it rose 5 feet above sea level. And the storm surge completely swallowed the island. And once all the lovely vacationers realized they were trapped, they started trying to climb all the structures they could find. Most of them went to the hotel because that at least had like 4 to 5 floors, but most of the houses were swept away immediately. But luckily, the Star, the steamer that was getting trapped and sinking, appeared on the horizon, chugging through, trying to make it to the island as people were stuck on these structures. And relief swept through the crowds. But the Star couldn't make a controlled approach and was hurled toward the island and crashed into it.
No.
Oh, no.
So there would be no escape to open water. However, the ship could still float. So,
good.
This is a roller coaster.
I am stressed.
I know, I'm sorry, I'm giving you a lot of details, but I think they're important.
No,
As the
it is.
island literally disappeared beneath the storm surge, survivors climbed into the Star. And it was the last shelter on the island. And almost anyone else who was not in that boat was swept out to sea.
Oh.
And the only surviving 190 or so were on the Star. All in all, at least 200 vacationers drowned, and another 200 drowned offshore on different ships. And by the storm's end, the island had been completely razed. Every single building was destroyed, including the hotel.
Whoa.
Homes vanished entirely. Foundations were erased. And the once large island had been split in half.
What?
Harrowing. In the aftermath, survivors searched the island for the missing people and found mostly bodies in the sand. Horrible stuff. Corpses were looted by pirates. Money was taken, jewelry stripped away because people were very wealthy on that island. And for weeks afterwards, people had the horror of finding bodies half buried or drifting in the water. There's a famous story of the hand of a woman that was just protruding from the sand that no one wanted to touch for a while. Just like horrible, horrible stuff. And these stories of survival were harrowing, and you should read some of them because they really are incredible, like the people who did manage to survive. But just an insane event that happened in one day. And there were also a lot of shipwrecks in the area, not only like gold, furniture, all sorts of stuff strewn about. There were also hundreds of casks of wine, which feels relevant to Ladies Who Lore, because one of the ships that had sunk had casks of French Bordeaux.
They were ready for Wine's Day.
You have to imagine that those are like either on the bottom of the ocean or like drifted somewhere crazy.
Yeah.
And could you imagine finding those? Like you're scuba diving and you just find like an 1850s crate of French Bordeaux.
Oh.
So I think people do. Like, that's what's crazy. Okay, so anyway, so I know we haven't gotten to the hauntings yet. I assure you it's haunted. I feel like by this point in the episode, you can tell that it's haunted.
Yeah.
So today, the island, after multiple other storms, has ended up divided into about 5 islands. 78% of the original island is beneath the water. However, people do dive there and find artifacts. And I can't help but wonder what you could find if you even just dug in the sand. I don't think that's going to happen because it's since that hurricane, it has never been inhabited again. In fact, there's only like one major vacation destination off the coast of Louisiana now. So like all of this area of these islands is abandoned.
Wow.
Do people still visit it?
Yes, but it's hard to get to. And it's creepy as fuck.
Sure. Shocking.
What?
Visitors report hearing bells that chime every hour from somewhere on the island. Local fishermen report seeing figures walking along beaches at dusk, dressed in clothes from the 1800s. And apparently, the ghosts or whatever they see completely vanish when approached, leaving footprints that the tide erases quickly.
I'm gonna cry.
I am
Some people have claimed to hear music and laughter carried on the wind, as if, you know, the resort is still hosting its parties. And others just describe the feeling of overwhelming sadness or sensing that something is watching them. There's also an abandoned lighthouse. The only structure in that area left from this time period is an abandoned lighthouse called Ship Shoal, which was built like 4 years after this, which is crazy.
I've heard
surprisingly,
of this lighthouse.
no one thinks it's still standing. No one thinks it's haunted, even though all of the lighthouse keepers got mysterious illnesses and went a little insane.
Oh, okay.
They eventually attributed it to red lead paint and closed down the lighthouse. So it's been abandoned ever since.
Ghosts.
Haunted.
Mm-hmm. And legend also says that on the anniversary of the hurricane, the sounds of the storm can be heard replaying across the water.
No.
Oh my god, Sadie just scared me.
That just, it makes me so sad because you think of like these, or at least I think of places like hotels or like these public places that you're supposed to seek comfort in as like nothing can go wrong here. Yeah, there might be some crazy thing happening outside, but I'm safe here because other people are in charge and looking after me. And it just makes me so sad that they did not survive.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. This story makes my stomach drop for some reason, for a lot of reasons. But
Yeah.
it's the like vision of them literally having a ball the night before.
A full celebration.
It's straight up
Everything is just
Titanic.
ripped apart.
It is.
Yeah.
It's insane. And could people guess what was going to happen? Good question. Some people allegedly tried to.
Really?
There is a story that someone on the internet has claimed, and I have no way of knowing, that there was an enslaved man on that island who did recognize the signs and tried to get people to leave and move to higher ground, and nobody listened to him.
No.
Did he?
Because he
Get off the
recognized
island?
it. Unclear.
Okay.
Again, this is like
Hearsay,
folklore,
whatever.
like hearsay.
Whoa.
Exactly. I feel like there is a lesson here in the way that these barrier islands literally are built to take the pounding of the storm and shift and protect the mainland. And there are like a lot of stories, especially in America in the 1800s, of a lot of these barrier islands going through bad stuff. There's, I don't know if you know this, but the worst natural disaster in American history is the Hurricane of Galveston, where the whole island also went underwater.
Where's Galveston?
Texas, Houston.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it used to be like a very bustling city, and it is now a vacation spot because the entire city got destroyed.
Wow.
Damn.
But I feel like something that I have to mention, because lore and because there are other ways of thinking, is that like people did live on these barrier islands. Indigenous people did live on these barrier islands and did not always get completely wiped out by every hurricane. And I just found two really interesting pieces of information. One from the Kalinago Nation, further south in the Caribbean area, but forgive me if I'm wrong. European settlers like thought their buildings were so stupid, frankly, and like weak and defenseless. But it turned out that they were engineering very specifically to be able to survive these natural disasters. Wow. So they used palm tree trunks to build their houses. They made roofs out of palm reeds or sugar cane. And the houses were built really low to the ground because homes with multiple stories would get blown over.
Yeah,
and
that makes
it
sense.
turns out after hurricanes, it was the European style homes that would be destroyed. And then in Florida, in the Great Okeechobee Hurricane of 1928, it was noted that most of the indigenous people knew that the hurricane was coming because they saw sawgrass blooming. And they believed that sawgrass would only bloom several days before a hurricane's arrival, or a major hurricane out of season would cause the pollen to bloom quickly. So they would look at the sawgrass and then they would leave the Everglades for inland land.
I'm just saying, we're too stupid to live off the land. It's giving you everything you need. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's giving pay closer attention and
it's giving listen to your mother
and rebuild.
Yeah, listen to your mother.
Yeah, it is. So could they have had warning? Yes, unfortunately, they didn't understand what they were playing with at all. And it's horrible what happened. And it's worth noting that bodies and debris were washing up for weeks all over the Louisiana coast. And the Louisiana coast is an incredibly haunted place. I know we haven't done that New Orleans episode yet, and we have to.
Vampires.
Vampires, voodoo, so many things.
Everything.
But it was crazy to me because it's not just New Orleans. It's like the Louisiana land is just like rich with story.
100%.
All on the Louisiana coast, tons of stories of women in white, some specifically from this era, 1800s. So who knows, maybe there's a woman in white somewhere that is not on that island. Jean Lafitte, the pirate, I don't know if you've heard of him, but apparently his ghost and the ghosts of his pirates run around. I didn't know there were so many pirates in Louisiana also. Like the fact that there was a roving band of pirates on this island that were looting is crazy to me.
Well, it was a big port back in the day, so it makes sense that they would pirate.
It makes total sense. There are stories of a lot of voodoo and hoodoo and witches and priestesses. And then you have, of course, the general dark energy of slavery and what was done to the native people in those lands. And you have ruins of towns that have been destroyed by storms, not just this one. Other towns were constantly destroyed in this area by the storms. And when you combine all of this, you get the story of Julia Brown, who was a witch, allegedly very practiced at hoodoo, who cursed the town of Derniere. Hated that town. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But she would sing on her porch about... Yeah, she had her reasons. I didn't look into the reasons. But she was constantly singing on her porch about how when she died... And this is in the bayou close to the coast. She would sing on her porch about how when she died, the town would be destroyed. La, la, la. And imagine that. The people are like, she's at it again. But of course, during her funeral procession, a powerful hurricane wiped out the entire town, killing 300 people.
Shut up. During her funeral.
Oh my fucking God.
That's what the people say. It was during her funeral. They say she was a witch through and through, and she had her last revenge.
Oh, I love that story.
No better story. This whole area is like teeming with...
It's rife
haunting
with
and lore and destruction and energy. And also, I would be remiss not to mention water. And as we've talked about on this podcast, water makes apparitions more clear. It allegedly holds energy and memory. And I think it's this combination of the waterways going through all of these very stressful, horrible memories and events and literal magic that makes this place so unique and special and creepy.
It is like the surrounding water. That is going to amplify things so
tenfold.
Much.
Yeah. And when you think that all of southern Louisiana is these waterways leading out to the ultimate ocean.
Of course it's around everywhere.
Yeah. So if you did want to visit today, Ile Derniere, or the archipelago where it now stands, again, the 5 islands. Did I tell you the names of the islands?
No.
Okay. Raccoon, Whiskey, Trinity, and the East Islands. But the area is still called Ile Derniere. Okay, if you do want to visit,
yes,
I want to go to Raccoon.
Raccoon is where the lighthouse is.
Perfect. So, we're there.
It's off the coast of Raccoon. The allegedly not haunted, just lead paint lighthouse. So if you want to visit today, you will have to navigate sandbars and bayous and have your own boat because nothing goes there. There's no plane, there's no anything, there's no ferry. You literally just have to go through the bayou and find this lost island far from civilization. If you go there, you have to camp. And the glamour and the ruins that were once there have sunk far beneath the sand and the water and have been reclaimed by nature. But there are still treasures to be found, I'm sure. I think it's all the more fitting that the area is now a wildlife refuge because Mother Nature always wins in the end.
Yeah, she does.
And that's Ile Derniere.
Excellent.
Iconic.
That tickled all the fancies.
It did. We got
Right? I'm
pirates.
like,
we
it's
got sunken
historical.
treasure.
I love it.
Crazy.
So sad.
There are only so many accounts of the hauntings because only so many people have
Can go
literally
there.
gone there.
So what I'm hearing is
However,
that we're going to go, get our own boat.
I just need to. I
Yeah.
have to.
This place is calling, like, loudly to me.
Okay, so we're
I don't know
going.
why. I think it's just the thought that, like, I don't think anyone's even dug in that area. And, like, I don't know that they should. Again, it's a wildlife
Yeah.
refuge.
Yeah.
But people have apparently scuba dived and found, like, pottery and old antiques and things from this time period.
That's my dream. I want to
amount
find
of, like-
an old thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you should. Did I ever tell you when I was in Greece, we were like on a boat day and I like swam to this random island. And on it, I found the ruins of a house and all of these bones concentrated in one place and fossilized sea snails and stuff like that. And I had this eerie feeling where I was like, I cannot. These bones were like little animal bones. I don't think they were human bones. But I was like, I am going to be cursed if I take
Yeah.
a bone. Like,
Why would you do
it's just, I was like, something bad. It wasn't terrible energy to the island, but I was just like, there is like
Yeah.
something going on here. And
Wow.
people have not been here in a while. And it was very wild. Yeah.
No, you didn't tell us that.
No, you didn't. That is amazing.
That
Holy
was pre
shit.
Ladies Who Lore.
Wow.
I think there's so much stuff that's like untouched,
Yeah.
and
I wanna
nature
touch it.
just has
But
reclaimed
that
it.
is that
like
thing
the,
of like you shouldn't take things.
No, but I just want to be a silent visitor. I just want to.
know.
I just want to put my little grubby hands on it.
Oh, I know.
Just want to be like, I touched a piece of history.
I was telling someone the other day that my favorite part of museums is when they have old furniture, and my desire beyond desire is to touch that furniture, and they thought that was weird.
I agree with that.
That's not weird.
That's
No.
not weird at all. I'm such like a I need to
Your
touch
friend
the
is
history.
weird.
I didn't say they were my friend.
Okay.
Heard.
Your
I'm just
enemy
kidding.
is weird.
I'm just kidding. I honestly don't
I
remember
told you guys
who it
that
was.
I jumped on King Henry VIII's bed, right?
What?
Yeah. My mom has told me this. Apparently at the Getty Center or Getty Villa, one of the Gettys, they, I guess, at some point had King Henry VIII's bed or someone in that caliber, and I went under the rope and jumped on the bed, and we got kicked out of the museum. So,
Samantha.
don't do that. Would never do it again. I didn't even think I would ever do that.
What?
I have no memory of
What?
this.
Ah, fuck! I was gonna say, what was it like?
I wish I knew.
What if you jumped on it and there was just like a slew of memories that washed over you of King Henry VIII?
Oh my god.
That's like
No wonder I
outlandish
have
shit.
experiences. I touched his bed.
That's when your third eye opened.
yeah.
I was gonna say that's when it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they
Sammy's
don't let
origin
you
story.
touch the old stuff in the museum.
No.
They're trying to
Because
protect
you'll
you.
remember.
I want to remember. Wow. Fantastic episode, Linz. Wow.
Thank you.
I agree, that was
I
awesome.
just like this place. I can't
That's
even imagine
amazing,
how
yeah.
haunted it must feel.
Oh
going
my
there.
god.
The bell that rings every hour is insane to me.
Any type of like mechanical sound on an island that has nothing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no
Human
way it's
sound.
anything but.
Should we? Okay. When are we renting a boat and rowing ourselves out there?
Summer?
Okay.
I think we gotta find a guide. This feels like the type of thing that we need, like a ragtag group of What,
Girls?
Sammy?
We're
You
the
want to be
guys.
the guide? I'm sorry.
We're the
We're
guy.
the ragtag group of girls.
No, I just think we need another character to add on.
Add to the
Maybe
story.
like a rugged guy with a boat or something.
Like
Who's like, you
Old
don't
Man
know
Sal.
these parts.
Love
Yeah.
Old Man Sal.
Some-
He's got like a toothpick.
You know, like he's got a history. He's got a toothpick.
Yeah.
And he weirdly has a bottle of Bordeaux.
He's got casks and casks, and no one knows why he has such nice wine.
So crazy.
It's really aged, though. It's so aged.
And it's weird that he has 4 glasses, but okay.
It's weirdly like vinegar, but we're into it.
We're like, the notes are seawater and sand.
And tragedy?
Oh. You take a sip and you're just bawling.
I really do recommend looking up some of those news stories of like at this time survivor stories and stuff.
Yeah,
some of
need
these
that.
things should be movies.
Put that in the source.
There is a love story that came out of this. She like got saved from the wreckage
It's like
and fell in
Ariel.
love with the doctor who saved her.
Oh.
Okay, I'm in.
I know.
That's
And
such
her
a
whole
good
family did die, so not good. But
Tragic.
I wish you didn't say that part.
I just have to be
Every
real
good
about
love
what was
story
going
has
on.
something tragic that happens.
Amen, amen, amen.
I mean, you like Throne of Glass.
Oh my god. Love Throne of Glass. I feel like we must depart
On a boat.
We must depart.
on a boat to the island.
We're going to the island. We must go. Sorry, we must go.
Sorry, goodbye. Ta-ta.
Old Man Sal's outside.
I guess we have to sing in our best Louisiana accent, but I feel like that could go very badly very fast. So forgive us, Louisiana. We got all of this wine on the shore,
Okay.
I'm in.
and
That's
we
probably
drank
better.
it all so it wouldn't go to waste.
Okay. Oh, so we're drunk.
We found the wine and we drank it.
Yeah.
With Old
Okay,
Man
okay.
Sal.
Yep.
I'm ready. Hold
Yeah.
on.
3,
My empty glass.
2, 1.
Amazing.
Huzzah.
Bye-bye.
Yay.
Goodbye.